www.healthcmi.com, Acupuncture Continuing Education Online. Today, acupuncture found effective for Bell's palsy with MRI. This was published September 13, 2018 at healthcmi.com. Acupuncture is an effective treatment for Bell's palsy, a type of facial paralysis. People can literally wake up on a given day and have one side of their face drooping. Maybe the inability to close the eye, maybe difficulty speaking or even drooling. In general, the face is sagging. There's a lot of theories about how this gets created. It can be what we call wind attack, which would be equivalent to something like a virus or an infection in the nerve fiber in biomedicine. In Chinese medicine, wind attack simply means something that comes on suddenly, and then that wind describes that. But in reality, wind does not mean literal wind necessarily. However, it does mean that exposure to wind can precipitate this disorder. For example, if someone has a compromised immune system, let's say they have a common cold or flu, and they go out surfing and they're in the wind, it is more likely to cause issues in the nerve fiber of the face as the wind hits the face. Same thing for air conditioning blowing on the face, having the window of a car open on one side blowing on the face, or even having a window open at night where it's blowing on one side of the face. It will compromise the face. Think about the pores closing down. Think about the body not exuding moisture and toxins through the pores. And you can see that there's a direct correlation between wind closing the pores or coldness hitting the skin and then having a compromised blood circulation issue in the nerve fiber. So this is Bell's palsy causing an issue. Think of it like a common cold or flu, but it does not always resolve completely on its own. And acupuncture is something that can not only make it resolve more quickly, but more completely, if not 100%. So here, hospital researchers did an fMRI study analyzing the effects of acupuncture for the treatment of Bell's palsy. And based on the data, they concluded acupuncture increases functional connectivity within the sensory motor cortex of the brain and promotes brain reorganization in Bell's palsy patients. The researchers note that acupuncture directly restores neurosynaptic function and improves positive patient outcomes. This is a great article. Go to healthcmi.com, take a look at the article entitled Acupuncture Found Effective for Bell's Palsy with MRI, and you'll see the results of what happens to the brain when you needle one specific acupuncture point. Now, in an acupuncture clinic, it's not limited to one point, but for the purposes of this research, the researchers kept it simple in a double-arm investigation and used only one acupuncture point to test its efficacy. Sure enough, it got result because they chose an acupuncture point that is famous for benefiting the face. So large intestine 4 Hegu, which is located on the hand, they chose. This point is also known for a lot of other reasons. For example, simple acupressure or acupuncture to this point can cause anesthesia on the face. In fact, I was at the dentist one time and I had a small cavity being filled, and I said, no, forget about anesthetics, no Novocaine, no gas, please. I just did acupressure on large intestine 4 and it seemed to work. I was testing it out. How good is it? Even without a needle, but I was giving very firm, almost a shiatsu style of acupressure directly to large intestine 4 and from the back side of large intestine 4 as well. And it worked fine. The dentist commented, well, you really have a high pain tolerance, threshold. And I was very happy with the results myself. It's a very strong point for benefiting the face and mouth. That goes back to ancient literature, which is quoted in this article. And yet we also have the fMRI measurements showing how needling this point benefits functional connectivity in the brain. So this is an intriguing article combining ancient sayings about how this point works from very important Chinese medicine texts all the way to how specific areas of the brain are affected with synaptic plasticity of the central nervous system. So take a look. Again, that article published September 13, 2018 at healthcmi.com. Simply click on News and look for the article. Acupuncture found effective for Bell's palsy with MRI. I'm Adam White, licensed acupuncturist. If you like this, please leave a review or a rating at the iTunes store for our podcast. I hope you enjoyed it today. www.healthcmi.com.